Hello dear friends, today we are going to take the rapid survey of various ages or various literary periods in the history of English literature. When we are studying any literary work, we should first try to understand the particular age, particular society, social, political and religious factors. Those influenced and shaped the literary product. Study of literature is incomplete without proper understanding of race, milieu and movement. In short, race means racial qualities, racial history, historical setup of the society. Milieu means study of various seen and unseen social institutions, their structures, their do's and do nots. Moment means particular contemporary situation or factors. Change is the only unchanging law of the universe. So there are some changes. The changes are recorded in literary work. While studying any literary work of the period, we will first try to locate that text to the exact background. So, there are periods and ages in the literary history. Let us turn and see one by one. The first age in history of English literature is Anglo-Saxon period. It covers around, it begins from 450 to 1066. Anglo-Saxon period begins with influence of previous Roman Empire. Its rendering influence of Christianity, Christian doctrines, and shaping of English society with Anglo-Saxon spirits. Anglo-Saxon invaders imposed their warrior culture on the island. During this period, a distinct form of English literature was developed, and it helped to define English national character, racial quality. For them, composing poetry was simply their regular work, as important as fighting, hunting, farming, or loving. They composed poetry for their wars, hunting, and fighting experiences. It is the record of the racial qualities of Anglo-Saxon period. Friends, very rarely the literary works from this age are applied for the syllabus, particularly for undergraduate level. Very rarely the texts from this period are applied. The second important period is the Middle Ages or medieval period. It covers around 5 centuries, 500 years, from 1100 to 1500. These 5 centuries actually shaped the racial qualities of the nation. Anglo-Saxon society was turned into the feudal system. Later, the social and political systems of the nation were shaped by the same feudal system. Important influences, important forces of this period were rise of new political system based upon the feudalism, its connections with the Roman Catholic Church, and political relations with newly established nations, contact with Italian arts, literature and lifestyle. It was during this period little bit rise of literary rate was also recorded. At the same time, outbreak of the epidemic, plague known as the Black Death. It affected both the everyday lives and the philosophical tone of the Middle Ages. Let us only glance at this period, the major forms of literature during this period. The first in drama, the development of English traditional miracle, mystery and morality plays. These traditional plays were very popular, moving around the religious themes. Later dramatists, during Elizabethan period, the university wits exploited the spirits and structures of this Elizabethan period. The next is, there are 3 main categories of the Middle Ages: religious, courtly love, and Arthurian stories. The stories of King Arthur and his knights of the Round Table, etc., too much popular. And these are the records. And the third one is influence of Italian literature, French literature, German literature on English literature. Geoffrey Chaucer, the father of English poetry, belongs to this period. Much of Geoffrey Chaucer's works stand totally outside of these traditional influences. It is far away from it. 14th century recorded or noted down the rise of new literacy, literary tradition. Okay, comparatively, 15th century is the barren age for literature. 15th century is considered as the preparation for the rich soil for the later development, which actually took place in pre-Elizabethan and post-Elizabethan period or during the Renaissance period. Rise of literacy, new political changes, invention of movable printing press, spur of translation, discovery of new lands, religious restlessness, etc., prepared the rich soil for the Renaissance literature. And then there was important incident, that is fall of Constantinople, which recorded the real rise of Renaissance period. Next important period is Renaissance period. It covers almost one complete century, 16th century, that begins from 1500 to 1600. First half of the 16th century is known as pre-Elizabethan period, and the later part is known as Elizabethan period, that starts from 1558 to 1603. Renaissance movement actually consists of three major movements. First is Renaissance. Renaissance is the revival of classical learning, classical knowledge, classical philosophy of the various ancient culture stored in Constantinople. Greek civilization, Roman civilization, Hebrew civilization, Egyptian civilization, and other cultures, including Indian culture. Translated books into the vernacular languages helped to stimulate this Renaissance period. Second is the Reformation movement, and that is totally religious movement for the reformation of Christianity. And humanism. Humanism is very important for us. Very important for us. It is the revival of classical art, classical literature, architecture, other arts influenced by Greek, Roman, and other civilization. Study of literature naturally comes under this title, that is called humanism. Renaissance English literature is studied as early Renaissance or early Elizabethan literature, and Renaissance or Elizabethan literature. This is the golden age in the history of the nation for drama, the poetry, and full flowering of English literature. Sir Thomas More, Sidney, Spencer, Sir Walter Raleigh, Earl of Surrey, Watt, University Wits, Shakespeare the Great belong to this period. In poetry, sonnets and other types of lyrics, songs were very popular. Too much popular during this period. English sonnet form was perfected by Shakespeare, and Elizabethan age was turned into the nest of the singing birds. That is very interesting. Everyone was singing, and sonnets were very popular. The university wits shaped the British drama or English drama. They contributed or united traditional English drama and classical Greek-Roman drama or tradition together to form or to give birth to a new English drama. Variety of drama, classical comedy, romantic comedy, history plays, romantic tragedies, courtly plays, all were presented and relished, enjoyed by the audiences. Study of Renaissance, study of this period naturally covers very important things. As a student, you should record. Number one, faith, beliefs, life, and literature before Renaissance, and the changes which were brought into them after introduction of the Renaissance period. Number two, various causes and factors responsible for the rise of Renaissance period. And next one, the study of Renaissance literature on the background of the spirit of humanity. Okay. Then we turn to the post-Elizabethan period or post-Shakespearean period. Post-Shakespearean drama like revenge tragedy, metaphysical poetry, cavalier poetry is a study that belongs to the Puritan age that is from 1600 to 1660. Puritanism as a religious movement turned into the political transformation, but it exerted its influence on every sphere of national life. Literature and arts were controlled by the Puritan doctrines. The period is marked by the strict rules of Cromwell. This period is also known as Miltonic period, as John Milton was the greatest literary figure of this period, and he was Puritan. Poetry underwent rapid changes, and dramatic performances, theatres were almost closed down. Literature during this period is studied under these religious and social changes. Then we turn to Restoration age from 1660 to 1700. It is referred to, number one, rejection of Cromwell's rule, and number two, restoration of King Charles II to the throne in 1660. The nation wholeheartedly welcomed the restoration of Charles II. The restoration brought about the revolutionary changes in social life and literature. Unfortunately, corruption was the rampant in all walks of the life. The king returned with a French taste, French style, and all the lawlessness. There was rise of two important political parties, the Whigs and Tories. Now, studying this restoration period, you will find out, number one, rejection of the Elizabethan literary standards. Number two, acceptance of French models in poetry and drama. So it is called the period of French influence. New comedy, that is comedy of manners, flourished during the same period. And the beginning of the new literary movement, here it was recorded. And it is known as New Classical Movement. The authors of this period turned to the great classical writers for the inspiration. So we turn to the 18th century. 18th century is called the classical age or the Augustan age. Augustan age covers entire 18th century from 1700 to 1800. It is also called the age of good sense or age of reason. This period tries to repair the damages to literary taste and output. It was marked by the breaking of ties with the Elizabethan literature, Elizabethan sources. The English writers rebelled against the exaggerated and fantastic style of writing of the Elizabethans and Puritan ages. They demanded that poetry, drama, and prose should follow the exact rules. The critics studied the classical Roman literature during the reign of Emperor Augustus of the 1st century. The critics discovered the rules and applied to the literary production. And these rules were regarding subject or theme of poem, style of the poem, language of the poem, life of the people in the poem, etc. etc. John Dryden and Alexander Pope were the masters of this period. And heroic couplet was the only recommended matter of this period. Discovered rules and regulation produced the best of poetry, definitely. However, the later part of this period was monotonous. It was lifeless, without art. It lacked the vitality or the life spirit of classical literature. And that is why often it is called as a pseudo-classical or neoclassical literature, not classical literature. Even we have seen the title neoclassical, not classical literature. While studying the poetry of this period, we should consider, number one, general characteristics of the 18th century, features of neoclassical poetry. There is rise of prose. This period is also marked with the rise of prose as the dominant vehicle or medium of literature. Verse was slowly and gradually replaced by prose. And so there is rise of essay form. The periodical essay is definitely the best outcome or production of this period. Next one, the beginning of the novel form. 18th century is the golden age of the novel. Richardson, Fielding, Smollett, Sterne. With them the novel reached the highest peak, highest point of the glory. They are known as the four wheels of the novel. Then we turn to the revival of the romantic spirit of the Elizabethan literature. It is romantic revival movement. It is romantic revival movement from 1798 to 1824. It started with the publication of lyrical ballads by Wordsworth. Please remember that this is the revival of romantic movement. First romantic literature is Elizabethan literature. The spirit was revived during this period. The romantic period of the first half of 19th century was the strong reaction and rebel against the neoclassical poetry, its strict rules and regulations and lifestyle. Romanticism accepted everything that was strongly rejected by neoclassical literature, artists or literature. It strongly rejected the pillars of neoclassical poetry. Study of romantic poetry is very easy on the background of neoclassical poetry. Let us see. Wordsworth's lyrical ballad plays the vital role in the rise and spread of the new poetry. He described a new theory of romantic poetry, its subjects, theme, language, character, and everything. William Wordsworth, Coleridge, John Keats, Shelley, and Byron were the pearls or the peaks of this evergreen romantic spirit. If neoclassical poetry rejects emotions and asserts reason, Romanticism asserts emotions, passions, and rejects reason. Neoclassicism is literature of town and polished class, whereas Romanticism presents natural world, common people, and rustic people. There is polished and refined language in neoclassical poetry. Romanticism advises natural language of the rustic people, common people, the shepherds and the cottages. So everything was designed as a contrary or opposite to neoclassical poetry. Study of romantic literature should cover Reformation Bill of 1832, causes of romantic revival movement, major features of poetry, excessive use of imagination, emotion, escapism, love for medieval themes, and theory of pantheism. Pantheism, and that is existence of some mystic power in nature. Then we turn to the Victorian age. Victorian age begins from 1832 to 1900 or 1903. Second half, just second half of the 19th century. Queen Victoria came to the throne and everything was changed. Romanticism was directly checked by the new age. Victorian age has its own features. Rapid development of science, technologies, mechanical invention, rise of industrialization, migration of thousands and thousands of people to the cities, industrialized cities, naturally resulted into rise of urbanization, resulted into overgrowing slum area. Old established agricultural system was totally destroyed, ruined. Industrialization and industrial economic system was established, replaced. There was deadly, dangerous consequences, results. The nation at a time enjoyed the richest people in the world among the poorest, helpless crowd or beggars. Darwin's theory of evolution in origin and development of the species totally destroyed the old world based upon the foundations of faith and belief, ultimate faith and ultimate belief. So everything is recorded in literature of this period. Victorian age is divided into two, early Victorian period and later Victorian period. Early Victorian period is rejection of Romanticism, and later Victorian period is nothing but acceptance of Romantic spirit. So study of Victorian literature consists of the following topics. Number one, features of Victorian society, the rise of middle class society during this period, theory of utilitarianism, okay, then rise of three important movements: Oxford movement, Pre-Raphaelite movement, and aesthetic movement. It is during this period great novelists and their novels like Charles Dickens, Elizabeth Gaskell, George Eliot, Charlotte Bronte, Emily Bronte, Thomas Hardy, and their great works may be recorded and studied under this time. Poets like Matthew Arnold, great poet, but pessimistic poet. Alfred Tennyson, who is the bard of Victorian period. Robert Browning, Christina Rossetti, etc. are the great poets who belong to this period. Then we turn to the 20th century literature. 20th century can be roughly divided into first half, that is modernism, and the second half, that is postmodernism of the 20th century. Okay? Influence of Karl Marx and his Marxist philosophy gave rise to the Marxist literature of this period. Sigmund Freud's sensational book, Interpretation of Dreams, in which he presented fantastic theories regarding the layers of human mind, working of libido, id, ego, superego, various complexities, resulted into the widespread popularity of new psychological literature. Afterwards, it was added with the theory of collective unconsciousness. Friends, application of modern psychology brought about sea changes in the very structure of the traditional literature, in plot, in setting, in development, etc. Stream of consciousness novel was the outcome of it. First World War exhibited tremendous influence on literature. War poetry and war literature come under the same section. The rise of problem plays, domestic plays, realistic plays, etc. were outcome. Various new isms, new theories were introduced during the first half of the 20th century. Let us take the rapid survey of the novelists like D.H. Lawrence, James Joyce, Virginia Woolf, Dorothy Richardson, Joseph Conrad, E.M. Foster, George Orwell, etc. were the leading novelists of this period. Okay? Regarding drama, Bernard Shaw's problem plays, these problem plays had their origin in Ibsen's plays, Henrik Ibsen's plays, Norwegian dramatist. John Galsworthy's social plays influenced by Marxism. J.M. Sinney is there. There is also revival of poetic drama under the Irish Republican movement. Sean O'Casey comes under the same title. Sean O'Casey, W.B. Yeats, and J.M. Sinney. Okay? Regarding poetry, T.S. Eliot, Ezra Pounds, W.B. Yeats, etc. were the champions of the leading figures of the first half of the 20th century. Then we turn toward the second half, that is postmodern age. Second World War totally transformed the power politics of the world. America and Russia became two major forces, two major powers. And in this condition, existentialism, theater of absurd, angry young man, etc. were results. Samuel Beckett for his epoch-making plays like Waiting for Godot. Harold Pinter's plays, great dramatic career is there. Celebrated plays like The Caretaker, The Birthday Party, The Hot House, The Old Times, etc. very popular. So the second half of the 20th century should be studied according to the philosophical, social, and specific background. Let me remind you again, this broad outline of literary ages or periods will definitely help you to understand and appreciate the text which you are going to study. Okay? Thank you. Thank you very much.